All right, jabronis. Clay and Tom here. Week 3. How you doing, Tom?
Oh, I've seen better days, my man. I've seen better days.
I can tell you that I've definitely seen better days because my team is still dead fucking last.
DFL, you're on that list, man.
That is basically my whole take for week 2.
We've been busy over here at Hate the Game League Studios. I know everybody's on the computer trying to pick up people off the waiver wire. There's a lot of people getting beat out by $1 in the ranks, which is frustrating when you're going for the number 1 waiver running back out there. It's tough.
Lucky for me, I have the number 1 waiver priority. So if I bid $100, I'll get whoever I want.
Well, I made the mistake of bidding $99 for the guys that I wanted, or the guy that I wanted, and somebody bid $100.
Sucks to be you, man.
It does. It was a bad move on my part. Bad move on my part, jabronis.
In other football news this week, the Hogs also still suck, much like my team. I found an interesting little clip on the internet of Texas Tech's coach Cliff Kingsbury talking about Brett Bielema.
I just think the physicality, that's a program that prides themselves on being physical. And at the Texas High School Coaches Convention this summer, he stood up and said, if you don't play with a fullback, we'll kick your ass. If you throw it 70 times a game, we'll kick your ass. And he just got his ass kicked twice in a row and probably next week by A&M as well. So that did feel good.
Damn, son, you just got called out.
True. Apparently, Bielema went to the Texas High School Coaches Convention and talked about the fact that if you don't have a fullback or if you don't run a power running offense, then you're not going to beat anybody. And the Hogs have lost 2 games in a row to teams that have neither of those.
Right. So, foot in mouth, Bielema.
Now there's only one thing left. Thunder Cookie.
You know, I teetered back and forth this week because there's a lot of stuff going on out there. But I'll just say this. Everybody in the league is safe this week. What I did go after was, number 1, Chip Kelly. Hey, bro. What are you doing? Chip Kelly's supposed to be the mastermind offensive coordinator, but clearly he doesn't know what he's doing right now. Maybe they'll bounce back in week 3, week 4. Maybe they'll get it all together. But for now, Chip Kelly.
Thunder Cookie. I'm going to go ahead and give myself a Thunder Cookie because my team's dead fucking last.
Okay, that's fine. I thought about hooking you up with a Thunder Cookie, but I was like, nah, man, I can't do that. So since you worked that out yourself, it's allowable. I've got 2 this week, so let me go ahead and jump in here and drop this on you. T.O., seeing the Cowboys struggling, Des Bryant out, Tony Romo out, has decided...
It's my quarterback.
That was great. Has decided that he was going to reach out to the Dallas Cowboys and be like, hey, man, I'll come back and help. And at 41 years old, I'm sure the Cowboys are like, dude, no.
Hey, T.O. he's always been a diva, for sure. No question. And to even think that anyone would want him is a mistake on his part. I'm going to go ahead and hit him with a Thunder Cookie. And another one. Clay Jones
Is cooking.
All right, Tom, I'm going to go ahead and stick with the Cowboys-Eagles theme this week. The number of the week, 24.
Okay, so lay it on me. What's 24?
This is a good one. The number of quarterbacks in week 2 who had more rushing yards than the Eagles' entire team.
Wow.
All in all, Eagles runners combined for 7 total rushing yards in week 2.
Yeah, and I have DeMarco Murray on my team, so I know that it's bad over there.
I will say this for your boy DeMarco. He had more points than C.J. Anderson. So he had 2 rushing yards. Still somehow managed to get, I think, 8 points, something like that.
Caught a couple of catches out of the backfield, I believe. So.
But what I'm getting at with the number here, 32 quarterbacks in the league. 24 of them had more rushing yards than the Eagles.
The whole Eagles team combined. That's bad. Oh, and also the Eagles-Cowboys thing is totally organic. We didn't even have that planned out. It just kind of worked out that way. So,
yeah, whenever our mincies are sucked up like they are right now, we're just gelling.
Here we go, baby. I love me some niggas. Let's rock and roll, baby. All I want to know if you got your popcorn ready. Do you got your popcorn ready? Right now. Popcorn ready.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers?
Clay and Tom's weekly picks.
You can't handle
Their weekly picks.
I got a report from last week. Me and you both, 2-3.
Okay.
So we tied last week. I'm still one up on you on the year at a solid 5-5, which is a lot better than my real life record in the league. You're at 4-6.
Gotcha. Well, I can turn that around real quick.
We did both miss on the Josh Ferrari matchup and the Pele Cody matchup.
Yeah, Ferrari's peeps, his wide receiver, was it the Cardinals receiver?
It was Larry Fitzgerald and D'Angelo Williams.
Yeah, Larry Fitzgerald blew up. Nice pickup on D'Angelo Williams, by the way, Scro.
And Pele's team, possibly the most up and down in the league at this point. Huge points in week 1, not very many points in week 2.
Well, week 3 I think is going to be different.
I've got Pele's picks here, hot off the press. The one thing that I definitely want to point out is he did an excellent job on the write-up.
I second that. This is probably one of the more creative ones that I've seen, so hats off to Pele. Good job, man.
And if you haven't read it, go to the league page, look at the message board. One thing we wanted to point out was his write-up on Juicy Fish Taco and Too Much Johnson. Pele combined their names together to get Too Much Juicy Fish Johnson Taco for you.
Pretty intriguing.
And he also said that was the most intriguing thing about that matchup. So it was a pretty good jab there from Pele. Who do you got this week, Tom? Let's go weekly matchups. First matchup's going to be ESPN Hate My Name versus Team Big Hammer.
Man, this is tough because Ferrari just had a big week. Cody's team still looks stacked, so I'm going to go with Team Big Hammer.
I'm also going to go with Team Big Hammer, mainly because I do not think Larry Fitzgerald repeats, and I know for a fact D'Angelo Williams will not get 32 points since Le'Veon Bell is back.
Agreed. Let's go with Luke versus Josh. Luke's 0-2, unfortunately, but I can't see Adrian Peterson just having a breakout game. One thing he does have going for him is Roethlisberger, but for this matchup, I'm going Tanny Rex if Lacey plays. So maybe Eddie Lacy goes good, and Landry goes good, and Tanny Rex takes the win.
A lot of injuries in this matchup. You've got Lacey, you've got... The quarterbacks are actually banged up.
Sure.
Tannehill and Breeze are both questionable. They should play. I'm going to go with Luke because I do not like the Miami-Buffalo matchup that Josh has.
Gotcha.
Although Brady tore him up last week, Buffalo's still a good pass defense against anyone but Tom Brady.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that Raplesberger versus St. Louis is a good matchup for your boy Luke.
Oh, man. The way that he's hitting Antonio Brown, he'd probably score a lot of points.
Third matchup of the week, the least interesting, although Pele said the most interesting. I'm going to say the least interesting, is Baller Status versus NWA LAO. My team hasn't broke 100 yet, so I have no faith in them.
Well, I'm definitely going NWA LAO for these reasons. Le'Veon Bell's coming back, and dude is awesome. He also has Cobb and Jordan Matthews that are going to do really well this week. So, sorry, man. I'm going Pele on this one.
I do like the matchups that I have this week with Wilson and Demaryius Thomas going up against Chicago and Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Pele also has good matchups. Tom Brady going against Jacksonville and Randall Cobb going up against my Kansas City Chiefs. One thing I will mention in my history against Pele, we've probably played 10 or 15 times. I have a winning record against him in the regular season.
Wow.
We're even in the playoffs. I still don't think my team gets the job done.
So we're both going Pele on that one.
Both going Pele.
That's 2 weeks in a row you've gone against yourself.
Well, I'm playing matchups here, and my team's terrible.
I know.
Fourth matchup, Juicy Fish Taco versus Too Much Johnson for you.
Yeah, and when you run those together, let's try to say that again. Too Much Juicy Fish Johnson Taco for you.
That's good stuff. Who do you got?
I'm going to have to go Blaylock on this one. So Pat B, for these reasons. Forte is always going to put up some big numbers. He always does. He did last year. So far this year, he's done that. And then got a monster in Antonio Brown. I mean, he's been catching 8 or 9 passes at least a game and a couple of touchdowns. So for him to go 30 points is not uncommon. And then Emmanuel Sanders. If Emmanuel Sanders has a couple of catches, then he's right up there. Yeah.
I'm going to go with Pat B as well, mainly because Indianapolis has not looked good at all. Calvin Johnson's been up and down this year for Patrick Cromer. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Pat B on that one. Final matchup, you, Peanut Butter and Jealous, versus the dominant master of disaster, Spencer with Thanks Nelson.
Yeah, this is a tough one because I don't want to root against myself by any means, but Spencer has been dominating the league for the last 2 weeks with the most points. I'm going to go ahead and pick Nelson here.
I'm going to go with Spencer here. Manning and Julio Jones have primo matchups. Tom, your team has a lot invested in Buffalo, Miami, Seattle, Chicago matchups with Beast Mode and Graham. You've been up and down. Another reason why I'm thinking this is in last week, you lost to Patrick, who also beat me the week prior. And this week, you get Spencer, who beat me the week prior. So I'm going to say you continue the trend and you lose to Spencer.
Gotcha.
You'd keep your mouth shut if you knew it was good for you, buddy.
We're not going to do an email this week because none of you jabronis ever sent an email. So our new segment is the Smack Talk of the Week segment. The only real Smack Talk this week that came across was, again, Patrick Blaylock just ragging my team, man. Ragging them. I'm talking just tearing them up. Clay's team suck. Clay's team's this. Clay's team's that.
At one point in time, he was like, you should have just auto-drafted. And that was last week, but...
It's really unfair.
It's unfair, Patrick.
It's my team.
That's my team. It's my fantasy team.
It's my quarterback.
Russell Wilson. Come on, man.
And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair.
It's just not fair,
We lost as a
Patrick.
team.
That's my team. Hey, I can't help it. They're
We
out
lost
there
as a team, man.
trying their best to lose me football games. C.J. Anderson, the greatest number one pick in the history of fantasy football, out there getting me 3.9 points. I got to take a little bit of a jab at Patrick, though.
Okay.
2 weeks in a row, nothing from Patrick until Sunday night when he's got a 40-point lead and a win in hand.
He only talks his stuff when he knows he's winning. That's what you're trying to say, right?
Yeah, that's my jab at Patrick. But hey, keep the smack talk coming. I enjoy it. I think it's hilarious. It cracks me up.
Here's a little call of the week, I guess you could say. It's from Luke on the group text. This is Luke, and you have to say it in his really smug voice, his smug Luke voice, but is it me or does Drew Brees look like one of the worst QBs in football right now? He couldn't throw a spiral to save his life. Well, here's the news. He has a bruised rotator cuff or something like that. That's why he was playing
Bruised rotator cuff. That's not good.
Yeah. So thanks for chiming in, Luke. We appreciate it.
All right, jabronis. In our effort to bring you the most in-depth coverage of Hate the Game fantasy football, I've got the guy that is dominating the league right now, Spencer, on the phone. Spencer, what's up?
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Great.
Hey, I got a question. How does it feel to be on top?
Man, right now it feels pretty good, no complaints, but we'll see how the season progresses.
Well, even after your second-round pick, Jordy Nelson, goes down, you're still dominating the league, so that's got to feel pretty good, going 2-0.
Yeah.
My last question for you today, because we're keeping it quick. You smoked me last week. What do you got to say to Tom this week for your matchup?
Good luck, I guess.
You're keeping it classy, I see. Keeping it classy.
Hey, Tom,
Man,
good luck.
if I don't keep it classy, then karma's gonna come back to get me.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to talk some trash, don't wait till you're up on me by 40 points. Just go ahead and do it early. That way we can get something going.
Oh man. I don't know. Tom, you're gonna lose. Big time.
Hey, when he says something, it's profound, you guys. It's profound.
Awesome, Spencer. Thanks, man. We'll see you later.
All right, guys.
That guy's so hot right now and Hate the Game League fantasy football.
He really is. I put a promo up last week. Tom's got one up. I'm going to try to do another one this week as usual. No one else has done one yet. Still saying the same thing. If you got one, send it to me. I'll put it up on the page. Tom, you got anything else?
Man, I think that's it. I'm going to try to cut one this week. If
A fart?
I cleanse my colon right now. No, I might try to cut a promo this week and get something out there just to get some comedy relief in there. So, yeah, if you got one, send it in. Let's do this.
Well, hey, guys. Tom and me doing our best to bring you guys the best content. That's all I got. It's been emotional.
Boom, son. You're done.